Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at this GameSir T7 Wired Controller. This is what you would call a budget wired gamepad. Now, if you've seen a lot of my other gamepad reviews, you'll know that most of sort of these controllers don't usually work for Xbox. They're usually just PC and Switch, but primarily PC controllers. But this one, as you can see down here, will work with Xbox. So we'll crack open the box, take a look, I'll walk you through its features, how it's performed so far, sort of what it gets right, where it falls short, and then I'll give my verdict on the end of whether it's worth you paying for this controller. So obviously right out of the box, at the top here, you get, that is your USB cable, obviously to power it. And then underneath, obviously, is your controller. And then in here, you get like your quick start guide. And you also get, I think it's a month free Game Pass Ultimate. How that works now with Xbox's price change for Game Pass, I don't know. But yeah, you could try entering the code or whatever. So let's take a look at the controller. The cable is here. You just get a orange and grey cable if you go for this colour. It is a Type C, as you can see. I don't like how sort of large the casing is around the other end, but that's just something I don't like. Other people might not be bothered. And then obviously in here you get the controller. Now you can get it in a few different colour schemes. I just went for this white and orange. So yeah, so the cable is around 3 meters, which is pretty nice, to be fair, for console and for Xbox, I suppose. Like I said, color options, you can get obviously this white, sort of white, grey and orange. You can get sapphire blue and a ruby red version. I think the blue one as well has like a sort of semi-transparent sort of casing around the controller, which is quite nice. Looks kind of retro. The shape of it is, it's comfortable. I like GameSir's controllers for the shape. They're quite nice if you've got sort of semi-large hands. They're very similar to a normal Xbox controller. You might actually be able to see the size if I compare it here to, that's an 8-bit DOE controller. And then if I compare it again to a, that's a FlyDigi controller. So it's not far off, it's a little smaller than the FlyDigi. Similar size to the 8-bit DOE. So yeah, it's comfortable enough to hold. The rear's got, you can see it, like laser engraved grips, so you grip really well. It's a really light controller, obviously, because no internal battery, because it's wired. So ergonomics wise, it's pretty good for a cheap controller. I'll get to the price sort of towards the end of the video. As for the specs of the controller, so you're talking Hall effect sticks, which obviously you can't get stick drift. That's why I go for sort of these controllers, because they all have Hall effect. Once you've kind of made the switch to Hall effect sticks, you won't really go back. They're just a lot better. It also has Hall effect triggers, which are also a lot nicer to use. The bumpers are alright, actually. They're quite clicky. The face buttons aren't mushy. They're not not great, but they're not the worst. They don't feel that mushy when they're at the bottom of like a press. So it's not too bad. You get, oh, actually, just on these, they're not micro switch either. So you have that, but you expect micro switch in the slightly more expensive sort of Chinese controllers. In regards to rumble motors, you have 4. You have 2, obviously, in the bottom of the controller, and then there's 1 in each trigger. You have your 3.5mm sort of audio headset jack, and then obviously at the back you have the Type-C port, and then it's just obviously plug and play into PC or Xbox. So, like I said, it's not a bad controller. You can tell it's on the cheaper end because obviously no sort of paddles on the back or anything like that. And like I said, like no micro switches in the face buttons. The D-pad it's clicky enough, it's responsive enough, it will do the job, but it's not like a premium one like the FlyDigi uses that I just showed you. So it packs like the solid sort of core features you would need in a controller, but obviously for the price it's not going to be a pro controller with all the adjustments and stuff like that, but it'll do what you need it to do. Now, performance wise, I obviously have used this controller. I've used multiple GameSir controllers, including another T7, I think it's a G7. I've used plenty of different GameSir controllers. Now, this one, because it's light, it's very nice to use for sort of long gaming sessions. You don't get wrist ache, your hands don't cramp, anything like that. The sticks are great. Obviously, being Hall effect sticks, most Hall effect sticks are great, so the triggers. The D-pad and the face buttons are fine, but if you're into like your fighting games like Street Fighter, like Tekken and stuff like that, the D-pad probably isn't going to be good enough. But for your normal games, for like your Call of Duties or your racing games like your Forzas or whatever, then it'll be fine. Like there's no issue with it, sort of thing. It's one of those controllers, like if you're after something sort of cheap that'll get the job done, then GameSir are great for that sort of stuff. Obviously the 3.5mm jack is great for Xbox users and stuff like that. Obviously PC users, there's no need to plug in that way, but for Xbox, yeah, it's fine. I'd say if you're looking at this controller, if you're sort of like a casual gamer to sort of moderately serious, then the controller's more than enough for you, like easily. Obviously, unless you want wireless or the more premium features like back paddles and stuff like that. So the price, it's a weird one, but I'll get into it. Like, you can pick one of these up from Amazon in the UK. It's about $39.99. Now, this one I order from Temu because I order all my like sort of Chinese Hall effect controllers from Temu because you get them way cheaper. On Temu, this was like £22. So £22 instead of £40. It's way better. I mean, I know obviously with Amazon you've got Prime next day delivery and stuff, whereas this you're probably gonna have to wait 7-8 days. But if you're willing to wait, then you can save yourself like £20 by getting them from Temu. I will post a link in the description below to the Amazon page for them, but like I said, I would probably recommend you getting it from Temu if you have a Temu account or whatever. It's a pretty impressive controller. Like I wouldn't pay the $39.99 for this, but the Temu price of like 22 or 24 or whatever you get it at, I think is a really good price for a controller like this. Especially something with Hall effect sticks when you consider Microsoft don't even use Hall effect sticks on their actual Series X controllers, which is just terrible, but that's how they keep you buying controllers, I suppose. There are alternatives to this. You can get the GameSir G7 SE, which is usually about £10 more, but it's a very similar controller still. And then GameSir have some slightly higher end controllers, like I think it's called the Khalid or the Khalid or something like that, but they're slightly more again, but they have the more premium features like the back buttons, they're wireless, they've got micro switch face buttons, stuff like that. So if your budget's tight, the T7's a pretty good deal, like I said, especially if you get it from Temu. I think you can probably get them on AliExpress as well, I haven't looked. If you have more to spend, then I would probably go for the G7 instead of the T7. So in regards to who the controller's for, it'd be good for young gamers, people who are on a tight budget but want Hall effects and stuff like that. And obviously it's not good for people who want wireless or want back paddles or heavy software customization or stuff like that. So getting to the pros and cons. So the pros, it's a really good value for money. Obviously the Hall effect sticks are really nice because you don't get stick drift. It's a comfortable shape, a good 3 meter length cable, obviously the 3.5mm audio jack, and obviously wired connection. Whilst most people prefer wireless, you get better latency, obviously through a wire than you do wireless, and you've got no concerns with having to charge your battery, blah, 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 blah. Obviously the cons to it are also the fact that it's wired, because it's not wireless, so you're pretty much attached to your PC, your Xbox, whatever. No rear paddles. A lot of people like having rear paddles. I have rear paddles on all my controllers, but I never use them. The D-pad feels less premium than higher tier controllers, but you could get away with it depending on what you're using it for. And it is more of a basic controller compared to the higher models, which don't cost a lot more. So the verdict on the controller, I mean, it's a sensible choice if you're just after a cheaper controller. Obviously the Hall effect is great for the price. If you're all right not having advanced customization or wireless, then it punches way above its weight for a controller in this price range, especially when you compare it to like an official Xbox controller being like £50–60 now. So if you're a casual gamer or you're buying a controller for someone for Christmas or for a birthday or something like that, then I'd seriously have a look at something like this. However, like I've said, if you're more serious about sort of competitive games like your Street Fighters, your Tekken, stuff like this, you want the back paddles or you want a wireless setup, then obviously you might have to fork out a little bit more money and get something a bit more premium than this controller. But overall, recommended for value, sort of focused gamers, but it's not a top tier controller. So I'll leave the video there. Thanks for watching. If you found the review helpful, be sure to hit the like button. I hate saying it because it's a cringy sort of YouTube thing to say. Same with the whole please subscribe. Like, we need subscribers, but I'm not going to beg people for them. If you have any questions about the T7 or any of GameSir's other controllers, just hit me up down in the comments. I reply to basically every comment. So yeah, drop a comment below. Until next time, see you all later.